Hey guys, John here. I just wanted to answer that age-old question of what kind of player are you? What kind of player am I? I am, as I believe it was Onion Kid 99 who said it, I am the GM's best friend player. Since I'm so used to being the GM, when I'm a player, I'm still in sort of that mindset. And I do enjoy being a player, don't get me wrong. It's nice to not have the responsibility and to sort of sit back and enjoy things more. But I'm so used to being the GM that I really focus on my other fellow players and their characters almost as much as my character. I like to find ways to, depending on how much liberty the GM will grant me, I like to find ways to sort of instigate cool, interesting scenes and things to do for my fellow players and their characters. I won't necessarily introduce entire scenes, but I will sort of steer things in a certain direction or introduce elements, again, provided the how much liberty the GM's granting his players. But I enjoy, if I could see, this character sort of have this obstacle or have this friction, or maybe it's a comedic thing. If whatever it is, I enjoy if I can see some role-playing mileage out of any situation with one of my fellow characters. I sort of like to instigate that and steer things that direction, all through my character or adding elements into the narrative. I do, of course, have my own side quests and things going on, backstory, things going on pertinent to my character that I care about, that doesn't necessarily pertain to the rest of the group. And I'm fine having a character that's not the lead character. In fact, I enjoy having sort of the actor characters. However, I tend to, I like the spotlight a lot, so a lot of times I'll play, or, start with a sort of eccentric character actor, sort of a thing in mind that will end up becoming, rising to prominence and perhaps being the main character or the face for this group, when really he or she shouldn't be. That's happened more than one time, so that's, I suppose, maybe something to be conscious of. But yeah, I really like to focus on my fellow players and on their characters and what they have going on. Because, you're there, and you're in the mindset of your character, and you're going to get yours, you're going to be awesome. But I think if you can focus on your other players and make it fun and good for them, then they, in return, perhaps will focus on your character and make it good and fun for you. And I know that, perhaps to some of the more traditional-minded RPG people, it sounds like maybe I'm taking too many liberties as a player, that a lot of these things are perhaps the GM's job. But from my personal experience, I know that when I GM, the more proactive a player is, the easier it makes the storytelling and GMing for me. So as a player, I'm pretty proactive. Like I said, I've got my own things going on in the background. I'm a huge fan of faults, flaws, whatever it is for any given system. I'm a big fan of those for characters. I do truly believe that your faults and your weaknesses define your character more than your strengths and the things that you're good at. That's what makes role-playing interesting. So, I don't mind having characters that are perhaps, heavily impaired in one way or another, either, senile, or perhaps blind, or, socially inept, behavior blind. These type of things I kind of like to do as a player, although I guess that's kind of getting more into my character preference. But yeah, back to, sorry, kind of rambling there, but back to my playing style. I really like to support my fellow players, because I think that makes it fun for them, and then it makes it fun for me as well. Because, you can have these awesome fun scenes, but if you can draw your fellow players into your awesome fun scenes and be drawn into their awesome fun scenes, then it is a, collaborative process that's a lot more fun than just a bunch of people sitting around a table, power gaming and rolling die and moving their miniatures, and, seeing if they live or die, fighting a dragon. To me, that doesn't appeal as much as, collaboratively telling a story about fighting a dragon, I suppose. So that is the kind of player I am. I am the GM's best friend, and yes, I do make a point of sitting as close to the GM as possible. You gotta be in on the action, man.